I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. And now for a moment of silence.
Go.
Good morning, Hebron High School. I'm Mady Kerpiel.
And I'm Andre Slukich. Today on Hawk TV, we'll take a look into the rising of the flu epidemic, a student chasing his dreams of becoming an actor, and the boys' basketball team moving up to the top.
This flu season appears to be worse than last year, with more than 40 states affected. Justin John brings us more of how it affects us here locally.
With the growing outbreak of flu coming early, more students are having to stay home. In past weeks, 75 absences have been reported due to flu cases.
Well, the obvious things are seeing that they're tired in class, seeing that they're not as focused, and also the most obvious is just not having the attendance. So they're not here, and they may go 2 or 3 days without knowing what's going on in class.
Those who think that they may have the flu should stay home to prevent spreading the influenza.
Probably the most effective way to prevent the flu is to practice good hand washing. We should wash our hands, of course, after we go to the bathroom, but in flu season we should also wash our hands whenever we have contact with someone else.
Today, LISD is providing a flu vaccination in the cafeteria annex from 4 to 7. A signed consent form is required by a parent and $5 if you don't have the selected insurances.
Thanks, Justin. Make sure you get your flu shots today. A junior becomes closer to achieving his lifelong goal of becoming a star. Mady Kerpiel brings us more.
I don't have $10 right now.
Many people don't know what they want to do after high school, but one student is already working towards his dream of becoming an actor, our very own Miles McGee.
If I could have the perfect situation, I'd be some movie actor, mostly comedic, every now and then just serious, kind of like Will Smith. Well, I've done a lot of mini plays, a lot of little camps. I did little scenes. It wasn't a full-on play, but you do a scene, parents would come over, and then after that, middle school, the first thing I really remember was Tied to the Tracks, which was a musical that we did, and that was really big. I remember liking that a lot, and then all the plays here in theater. And then I got my first commercial when I was in 9th grade, I think, and that's when I started doing a few commercials, and then I did a music video, and then a little bit in some indie movie.
There was no role too big for Miles. He was ready to go for anything. He'll step up to any challenge that is laid before him.
He entertains every moment of every day. Do you guys know Miles? I mean, you know this, right? Yeah, so, yeah, he's been an entertainer from a little one. He is always making me smile.
I don't know, it's nice to put a smile on someone's face, because there's always so many things that you can be depressed about in the world. And it's nice to lighten those things up. And I don't take anything too seriously.
Miles will take part in the upcoming movie Upstream Color, which will be in select theaters this spring. For Hawk TV News, I'm Mady Kerpiel. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Mandy. We'll be back after these messages.
This is your brain while driving. This is your brain while driving drunk. Any questions?
Welcome back. The storybook characters Hansel and Gretel come to life in an action-packed movie. Cassius Square and Micah McDonald bring us this weekend's entertainment.
Who are you? I see you got my invitation. Say your name before my arrows rip out your throat. I go by many names, none of which you're worthy of pronouncing.
Arterton and Jeremy Renner star in the upcoming film Hansel and Gretel about two bounty hunters who encounter a new form of evil that can uncover a secret from their past.
My name is Gretel, and this is my brother Hansel.
Hansel and Gretel become famous for hunting witches after their parents were killed by witches when they were young.
How do you best kill a witch?
Cutting off her head tends to work.
Hansel and Gretel definitely falls into the Hollywood theme of remaking fairy tales. It reminds me of Snow White and the Huntsman because of the dark fantasy.
I have my sister.
Hansel and Gretel has some really intense fighting scenes. The target audience is definitely for people who enjoy action-packed films.
Good morning, sunshine.
You gotta be kidding me.
I would definitely suggest Hansel and Gretel for people who like remakes of fairy tales and the dark fantasy theme.
I'm Micah McDonald.
And I'm Cache Square. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Cache and Micah.
Now let's head over to the Hawk TV Weather Center with Jessica Hoyos.
Thanks, Andres. Well, it looks like things are going to shape up nicely today. We have a few clouds drifting through the area this morning, but it should be sunny with highs in the upper 50s by the time students head out to begin their weekend. Things will look dreary over the weekend heading into Sunday. Expect a warming trend that will extend into the 70s by the time we return to school on Monday. Any ladies planning on dressing up for a night on the town on Saturday should keep in mind we're expecting high humidity and even a few showers. That's it for your weekend weather outlook from the Hawk TV Weather Center. I'm Jessica Hoyos. Now back to the studio.
Thank you, Jessica. We'll be right back.
Instead of buying your kid a yearbook, you buy yourself 2 happy hour Sonic drinks per week instead. When he doesn't have a yearbook for his girlfriend to sign, she gets angry. Wanting to make her happy, he steals a yearbook. After the rush of getting away with theft, he turns to a life of crime. Eventually, he is caught and arrested by the police. He'll end up in a cell with a guy named Bobo. Don't let your kid be in a cell with Bobo. Buy a yearbook.
Construction is finally done on the stadium field. Let's send it over to Emily Urzua for sports.
After 46 days of construction, the Hawks Stadium turf has been renewed. Here's Coach Basil with some insight.
In December, we began construction on new athletic turf for our stadium. The reason for that, the previous turf was under warranty, and we got to a point to where the turf had to be analyzed and looked at, and when it was looked at, it was not holding up as it was supposed to. So we contacted the company, and they are redoing the turf. One of the nicest things about it now, we have the Hebron H out there in the middle of the field that is inlaid instead of painted on there. So I think it makes it look a lot nicer, and but again, just a better quality of turf, and we're excited about the playing surface and what it can do for us.
The Hawks basketball team is garnering a lot of attention this season with the 26-2 record. Here's Jacob Johnson with more.
After a close win in Coppell Tuesday night, the Hawks have vaulted themselves all the way to 3rd in state and 24th in the nation.
We're starting to get a little recognition from other teams, news programs. We were on NBC Sports. We were also Chevy Team of the Week. And we're starting to play some pretty good basketball here.
People didn't take us seriously at first, but now we're one of the best teams, and now we have a target on our back, and we just got to keep doing what we're doing.
We kind of just look at one game at a time, and at the end of the day, we look back and we'll see how we did. But so far, that philosophy is working well for us. Not to look too far ahead, but to just keep our focus on the next game.
Reporting for Hawk TV Sports, this is Emily Urzua. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Emily. I can't wait to see the basketball team go far.
That's it for today's broadcast. I'm Andy Kerpeel.
And I'm Andre Slukic. Have a great rest of your day.